Greatness, greatness, greatness is yours once you claim it. I am Keystone. I am a synthesizer of energy frequencies and information that generates increases of consciousness, self awareness, and self love for those who do not know who they are or the power they possess. This is Code Red. Go inside yourself and learn to fully absolve and let go of the drama, hurt, guilt, pain, anything that's thriving inside of you that's not beneficial for you, and allow yourself to transcend into a healthier state of being. Excuse me. Yeah. Allow yourself to transcend into a healthier state of being. This is the introspection. Welcome to the introspection. You've been expecting you. All right, so today's title is Numbos for Dumbos. Basically, just going to be doing a little speaking on numbers and how being able to decipher and understanding words and the energy the words are provide, and the reason why certain words are given to you instead of other words, because just to set the pace of the race. Every time you speak, you are practicing witchcraft. You're casting a spell, whether you believe it or not, accept it or not. And you're, you're convoluted as far as what you understand as far as the true power of words because of what you are given on TV as an example of yourself. Me, myself, I'm not a fan of the witch, vampire, werewolves, all that silliness, because I understand that that's actually a representation and a poor ass representation of truly who and what we are. And as long as you're caught into that, granted it happens, but until you pull yourself away and able to look at it and do the diligence to find out truly what you're speaking. You're given words because these words generate power. And if once you decide to do so, one thing you'll know about English, the English language is a bastard language. It doesn't generate energy. It does, but not as compared to the ancient languages from the past. And the reason why is because when you speak English, you're speaking with the top of your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Everything is just shallow. Okay. But when you go to the ancient languages, you're pulling from deep down, and it has to travel through your throat chakra and it's released. And by having to go through a resistor, or they refer to it as a power center, is truly a resistor. We're electric beings, so anything that is called a chakra is truly a resistor, and the resistor is what regulates the flow of energy. I mean, that's truly what it is, but just for the sake of conversation, I'm going to refer to it as a chakra. All right, so when you're speaking, the older languages, it has to come through, and by us being creators, that's how we're able to produce power. Well, that's how they were able to produce power. So, you read ancient texts where they were able to create with just their words alone. Just the words alone. That is because they're coming from down deep inside of themselves. And again, the words or whatever they're saying is coming through their chakra. And once it's spoke out into the universe, that's energy, that's power. But English is basically a hodgepodge of just languages borrowed from, or words borrowed from different languages. Pretty much the weakest words of the languages. And when I first heard that English is the hardest language to learn, actually being a native English speaker, it doesn't sound right. Like, well, what could be easier than English? But through in school, I took Spanish 4 years, and the way that the Spanish language is structured, once you comprehend these rules outside of a couple of irregular verbs and just different times that you do this instead of that, you remember those rules in those particular instances, you can take off. And to have that done in reverse is really challenging for people that's not native English speakers, when they learn English, they say it was extremely difficult because there are so many ways to say, you know what I'm saying, like one thing, or one word has like three to 10 different meanings. And that stuff is not on accident, that is on purpose. There is a reason for that, because if we could give you words that don't generate power and get you to use the words that don't generate power or produce power and make that your common everyday way of communicating, then imagine you speaking. Again, as I shared, where if you believe it or not, is every time you speak, you're casting spells. And if it's hard for you to comprehend, just if you need something done, if you would like to have somebody prepare something for you by speaking words and speaking them in a rhythmic pattern and presenting them, it will have the desired effect that you desire. If not, you would have to come up with another way to speak or command or request whatever you're requesting. So it's all in the words. But anyways, getting back to the numbers, with preparing myself. So, with the shows that I'm doing, before I got started, I took 20 topics. On the other side of this board is some magic. So off of just different topics and whatever, I just picked a random 20. So this one right here is one that, that was picked. And when I wrote it down, I kind of felt funny about it because I didn't know what direction I was going to go as far as what I was going to speak. And all of these are basically just like all these shows that, that I've done before and I'm going to do until what's going on behind the scenes is done. And so I can get in screen share and do everything like I would like to do. This is me, my version of what they call jumping in the booth and freestyling. Just punch me in and give me a beat and I'm going to flow. So that's what this is. So with getting prepared mentally, what I was going to speak about today, I was, even before that, I kind of had I heard that numbers, numbers make you numb. All right, so pretty much that's the same word, number and number. So the bigger the number you are. So within that, and again, sharing that, being able to use etymology and go back to the original meaning of words, what they originally meant when the word was created and how the meaning was changed and adjusted. So when it became English or spoken in the English language or chosen to be used, it doesn't possess the original intent of that created word. So by the time it gets to modern day, it doesn't mean what it did back then, but we're using it as the way that we heard it or the way that we learned it. But when they use it, they're using it in that ancient way, the original way to generate that original energy. And so we get a bastardized version of this. So another thing is that what I heard and researched, and I pretty much have no reason not to, pretty much buy into it, is that when we graduate from high school, your basic high school, you're reading at a true level of maybe 8th grade on average, if not below. And unless I fortunately I liked English. I didn't like the the stuff that went with the class, but as far as communications, writing, reading, anything else that had to do with it outside of the homework, I was good. So I know I read above, the average 8th grade level, because coming up, I, was above average. So, but on the major scale of everybody, that's pretty much the average of everybody's comprehension of the English language. Therefore, when you go to those places where they speak, you feel they speak in that, you say old English or proper English, that's because they're speaking the truer version of English. And that happens when you go to like a court. A court will invite you in knowing damn well that you don't speak the same type of English that they speak, but because you bring yourself to their jurisdiction and you're not aware of the rules that they're playing by, you set yourself up for tremendous failure. You know what I'm saying? You walk into court and you get whipped up on like a pinata. And It's because you don't know what they're actually saying. It's called legalese. And then on top of that, they throw in Latin. And the reason why they do phrases in Latin rather than English, because Latin's what they consider dead language, meaning it's not used anymore. So, whatever it meant at the time that Latin was no longer used or put in a dead category or whatever, however it ended up that being so, that definition doesn't change. So when you hear those Latin phrases, that's solid. You know what I'm saying? So there's no confusing that. But when you come in and speak English, the bastard language, which is a combination of words borrowed from other languages, and depending on the context and whose ear and where you're from, it's a lot of room for misinterpretation. And that's done purposely. So for instance, when you get a correspondence and it says that you must appear this date at this location at this time. So the operative word is appear. So being outside of where they speak proper English, you accept appear from the way that we use it. You know what I'm saying? If I say that I'm going to appear, that means you're going to show up. And there's no reason for me to think that there would be another definition of the word appear, because when I use appear, everybody that I know use appear. This is the context that we use it. But in the courts, when you look it up in the Black's Law Dictionary, one of the meanings is you accepting the charges before you, and you're coming to basically get the matter settled. So whenever you appear, you're coming under the guise, the way they're looking at you is, oh, he's accepting what we have before him, so he's coming to settle it. And that's two different meanings with the same word. Again, to me, before I got on this journey, if I read appear, especially dealing with legal, my thing would be I'm going to show up. Okay, I'm here. I appear now. Where do we go from there? But no, when they see you, we got our man. Yeah, he's the one. So we're going to go ahead and proceed because he's accepting these charges as so, being valid. So that's a hell of a setup. So this whole system is twisted and convoluted to really, for you to just be a damn punching bag. You know what I'm saying? A pinata. They're just going to beat you up and money going to fall out you. That's all they want. They want your energy. You know what I'm saying? So in order for you to get that currency, you have to put time in doing a job, your endeavors, or doing something to trade for currency. And when you step up in there, they're going to shake you up, turn you, grab you by your ankles, turn you upside down, and shake all your change out your pocket. That's just what it is. So very, 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 very vital and important that you go beyond your comprehension of anything that you know right now. Again, I know there's people with degrees and they feel they're just so smart and nobody can fool them, but the life that you're living right now, you're a fool. It's not your fault. But if you remain a fool, it is your fault. Everybody has an option. So going with, again, preparing myself for today's show, I want to say that, myself, again, I speak from what I know, and what I know is what I know because I've done the research. And if I don't know, I'm not going to speak on it until I'm comfortable enough within the information or know enough to be, again, I'm not claiming 100%, but I'm more closer to the 100% than I am towards zero. So with, and the other thing is that, if I speak incorrectly, and I have no problem with amending information that I put out before, because definitely I'm not standing before you to direct you in the wrong direction. So it was brought to my attention that one of my other videos, I had my numbers done incorrectly, and I appreciate that information truly. It was on dealing with employment, you know what I'm saying, as far as the wealthy. Again, wealthy people, their mindsets are different than poor-minded, poverty, scarcity-minded individuals. Again, the wealthy people live in a world and have a mind of abundance. There's no shortage of anything at all. And that's the life they live. You know what I'm saying? If it's a shortage or a lack of something, again, these are the problem solvers compared to what they consider the problems. So the problem solvers, the wealthy, when they calculate or when they generate or think about the income that they're, saying they're producing in business wise or whatever. Okay. So when they are thinking about, as far as anything that's generating currency, they are accountable for every hour of the day. And the mindset that they have is astounding because the way that they look at things is nowhere near the way that people with a scarcity mindset looks at things. Again, the way that they look at things and the way they handle things, they hold each hour accountable. Each hour is accountable, meticulously accountable, every hour. And that's how they calculate their wealth. Every hour on the hour, what am I generating? Again, so when they look at their income or their outcome or whatever they're generating, it's 8,760 hours in a year. So when they calculate their money, they're looking at how much money or currency is generated each hour. 8,760. All right. So my previous video, I believe, well, not even I believe, I know, because that was a number I used to keep in my head. The other number is 1920. So I came to that because of, for 4 weeks, 40 hours a week. I mean, 4 weeks, 40 hours a week times 12 months, you got 1920. But friend of mine had, payroll experience and hit me with, I'm cheating people out of a whole month worth of pay or credit. So the number, I believe, came to 2,080. Yeah. So this is the average 9-to-5 worker, and as far as the way that they psychologically calculate their income. So it's not 1920. So that'll never be spoken about again. So the only way that you're going to be 1920 is if you have a month full of vacation. All right. So 2,080 hours. So that means that 52 weeks times 40. And this is what you get. So again, the wealthy looks at the money they generate, 8,760 hours, and they break that down per hour, every hour out of the year. So take, anybody take your income and divide it by 8,760 and check your numbers. But now going to this 2,080, the average 9-to-5 employee, that's how they look at their money. Anytime they're not on the plantation, they call that their free time. And that is a straight setup because, again, words are power. So when you hear free time, free time, free time, free time, that puts you in a jacked up state of mind to, oh, okay, so that means I could just go have fun and do whatever I want to do, which you definitely can, but it's not presented to you as, no, that's your time to improve. That's your time to enhance yourself. That's the time to make yourself better. So now, when you do the math, 6. All right, so there are 6,680 hours that the average 9-to-5 employee let go beneath the bridge or down the gutter or in the grass or up a tree or whatever. 6,680 hours. And granted, you could take, whatever amount you want to use for sleep. But basically what hopefully this is showing, and, take note of it, is that everything they do is to generate every day, every hour while they sleep. So I can't recall right now which, I guess you guys call him billionaire, but you know what I'm saying? Actually, I believe it was Warren Buffett said, if you can't make money while you sleep, I don't know if he said you're going to be poor, but it's something to that effect. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to be wealthy, you have to be able to basically paraphrase. In order to be wealthy, you have to learn how to make money or generate money while you sleep. So true. Because if you only have a mindset that you can only generate money or currency when you're at a plantation, punched in on the clock, that's a total different mindset than this 8,760. The 8,760, again, their sole mission is to generate as much currency as they can every hour out of the day. Whether they're sitting on the toilet, in the swimming pool, drinking a milkshake, taking a nap, they are generating currency. The 2080, go punch the clock, get off the clock, go home, and do other things that's not putting back into themselves. Again, 6,680 hours are available for you. Just even a fraction of this you can put into yourself. Again, by taking 1 hour a day for 5 days for a year will give you over 6 40-hour work weeks of investment into yourself. Just 1 hour. 1 hour. I mean, are you worth it? If you don't have the discipline, or you don't love yourself enough you don't feel that you're worth shaving off that silly shit you look at on TV for yourself, or whatever you're doing, choose to do that's not benefiting you. Again, if you draw, if you write, you type, you paint, or you do woodwork, you weld, there's something that you can do that is not on your plantation that will benefit you far greater, because where things are going right now, there's going to be a whole lot of mandatory stuff just to trap you in to where they want you. And that is only going to happen because you don't know your value or your worth. If you knew your value or your worth, you would, you know what I'm saying, you here, but you're at the plantation, but once things get funky and you're ready to bounce, you'll be out. Because, yeah, granted, it may feel uneasy because you worked, you know what I'm saying, you may have had a job all your life and that's all you know, but do know that jobs are a privilege. It is a privilege for somebody to allow you to help manifest their dreams. Think of that. It's a privilege for somebody to allow you to help them with their dreams. So your right is to generate, create, and manifest your dreams. But the way things are, we're afraid the system's not set up like that. Again, you got dream killers, man. You got them trained assassins. You know what I'm saying? Along my mission and speak, I had to weed and seed and chop things off that wasn't beneficial, because I don't know what it is about progressing, but those that are not able to progress or choose not to progress, that are highly negative, they're going to come with their special force tactics to get you to kill your dream because they killed theirs. And if you allow somebody that killed their dreams to kill yours, that's you. That's on you. You can't blame nobody because you didn't feel or believe or know that you can achieve that. That is because the only way that happens is when you doubt yourself. You doubt your self-worth. You doubt your value. So again, 6,680 hours out of the year that you can, like I said, a fraction of it to begin with. Like I said, you don't want to overwhelm yourself with too much self-love. All right? I feel you. You know, you may get sick and throw up, and you may not know what to do with yourself, and you may turn yourself off. So, at your own pace, but make your pace, speed it up. So, by taking, again, 1 hour out of each day, just 5, not even 7 days, just 5 days. So, that silly stuff you watch on TV, you know, that 3 to 6 hours of whatever, take an hour, you know, read a book, go outside and walk, do some push ups, some sit ups, read on health, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'll be back on that. But yeah, take that time into yourself. And I mean, even with your family, okay, if you feel that you can't do something by yourself, gather friends, gather family. I mean, collectively, again, I never stop sharing this. Families run the world. That's why they're breaking your family up. They do not want competition. So, with that being said, family units and you know, I'm not worried about. Not really worried about. I can't trust them. Da 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 da. Anyway, once you build yourself up and you put yourself in a position where you're creating and you know, putting everybody, attempting to put everybody in a better position. Those who go, go. Those who don't worry about it. That's on them. But again, protect your energy, your intentions, and nurture it like a brand new baby until that thing grows. Again, it's fragile. I mean, just how many times along the way I've done cross paths with people and, you know, took shots at whatever they thought they were taking shots at, but yeah, bump that. I'm not, yeah, I'm removing myself and positioning myself and my family for the things that we were supposed to have a long time ago, but did not know that they were available to us. So that's my mission. And so to shoot at my mission, it have at it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way that, not saying that's the way you should be, but that's the way that it happened for myself and it's happening. So to hear, again, somebody speak negatively about something that you're doing, if that's a habit that that person has, if that person or a set of people or that group, all they spew is negativity towards you or anything around you, you got to be able to remove yourself with no recourse. And if it comes up, let them know, hey man, I don't appreciate energy and how you speaking about so and so and this and that, and that's not where I want to be. And if they don't respect that and cease, it's up to you to do the rest. Or you can keep them around you, and there's going to be a conflict, and it's all going to be internal. So if you can't speak up for yourself, you're just going to get, you know, compounded with the negativity and the redirection. So if you're able to be pushed off of your square and your center and the direction that you're going, that is on you. Yeah, you can point the finger at that person, but that puts you on that weaker side of the spectrum again. Cause and effect. You know what I'm saying? The effect is weaker than the cause. The cause is what generates. So it's that ripple effect. You know, you're at the end of the whip, at the tip of the whip, where you got the handle. Yeah, I got the handle. Get the shit out of here. So again, 6,680. Take that time along with the 28. I mean, while you at this on the plantation, why did you have to constantly think about the plantation while you're there? That's time to think about other things. Again, I shared wherever I was, whatever plantation I was on, my brain and my mental and my conscious was not in that location. I was on the outside of the walls. I was seeing freedom off in the distance. You know what I'm saying? Whatever was going on at the moment there, yeah, I existed there, but no, that's not where I'm living. And so by adopting that mindset, that was easy for me to not get caught up into the whatever negative draw that was, you know, being perpetuated around there. Like I said, most plantations have a low, super low morale. And all that is a direct reflection of everybody is not happy within themselves. They're not satisfied within themselves. So you got a bunch of people that's unsatisfied, not satisfied with themselves because of their conditions or choices or things that they haven't done and they desire to do, but they're in fear of Need a job, and that's how we're, need a job. You got to get this, you got to get a job, get secure. So what happens is, what I'm saying, you want to go start a business, or you want to jump out and, and anything, first thing somebody's going to do is, oh, why are you going to do that? What the hell do you mean, why am I going to do that? Why wouldn't I? And a true law, not a law, but just reality and actuality is that going into business for yourself is no more riskier than going to get a job. Working for yourself is no more riskier than working for somebody else, because at any time you work for that other person or that company or whatever, they could get rid of you. Yeah, you have your own business. Yeah, you're the one, starting off initially, unless you got a partner. You and your partner are doing everything, and you're building. You know what I'm saying? It's brand new. You're nurturing it. So yeah, you're not going to get that guaranteed X amount of dollars for the X amount of hours for the X amount of time that you're there, because it's contractually written. But the other thing about that is you got to look at it. If they're paying you X amount of dollars contractually, where's the part of the contract that's telling how much they're making off of you? That, if it's going to be a fair situation, don't you think that should be disclosed? You know what I'm saying? If we're going to pay you X amount of dollars, and so we're going to pay you X amount of dollars, there's nothing that says what they're making off of your labor. So you're going to the job saying, hey, you give me this minimum, the super duper minimum amount of money, and I'm going to break my damn back for you. Then, you know what I'm saying, add insult to injury the following year, you know what I'm saying, you go you ask for a raise, they give you damn 30 cents. You know what I'm saying, 30 cents, that's insulting. That's the way I look at it. Shit, basically rounding it off for easy math, that's $10 extra a damn week. But now that they gave you a raise, they expect more out of you. Yeah, we'll give you that 30 cents, and we need you to pick it up. We need to increase. So what we're going to do, we're going to raise up. You know what I'm saying? We're going to increase what we require of you. You know what I'm saying? We believe that. Yeah, we need you guys to reach these numbers. And so now with this, anyways, hopefully you're understanding. So if you're in a position where you're on the plantation and you want to break free, if you're single, you got friends, you got a wife, you got whoever or whatever, begin this conversation, begin working toward this, because it's an attack on the middle class, whether you accept it or not, or if you haven't heard it, please be aware. We're in a position in history where the middle class is about to get the hell beat out of it. And they're going to chop and screw the middle class. So it's either you're going to, be condensed down to be with the impoverished or the poor or lower income people, or you're going to put yourself in position and prepare yourself to raise to this above where you are now. There's going to be no more middle class. It's either you're going to have it or you're not. And the ones that don't have it is going to have it provided to them at a serious cost, which people should begin to wake up now and realize that none of this stuff is free. How can they give you something that they haven't taken from you? Again, you got your taxes, and you wait at the end of the year or at the beginning of the year with your hand out, like, please, whatever you got for me, give me my shillings. And he flick you, 50 cents, big 50-cent piece or a dollar piece, and you run off with a smile, but you've never calculated how much money they took from you. And let alone with that, you don't even know, I guarantee you have no idea where your taxes go. And I'm more than aware of where they tell you it goes, because before I found out, I had no reason to question or the validity of what they say. But again, everything that I am speaking about is easily verifiable by you putting your eyes on some letters, which are called words, on paper or a website. It's up to you. So 6,680 out there for you. I mean, if you're baking cookies, ices, or, you know what I'm saying, making little crafts, if you're sewing, if you're knitting, you can do something. You know what I'm saying? Businesses fall in three categories. You got product, service, and informations. One of those, you know what I'm saying, business falls within one of them three. And honestly, the more of these that your business can fall in, the better opportunity that you have to progress beyond those that are only one of the three. So for instance, the ones that just have products, which is a building, a stationary location with products or whatever, but it's stationary. So now with all this stuff going on, they're shutting all that down. So now that forces the ones that invested into that brick and mortar and to decorate and supplies and so on and so forth, now they're at a loss. So what's happening is that all of that is empty real estate. And this is truly what's going on right now is what they call a wealth transfer. A wealth transfer, a transfer of wealth. So those that are losing things are going to be, the things that are lost are going to be up and available at a high discount, an extreme discount. So again, the wealthy people also look at, not sure if it was a Rockefeller, but somebody, I believe it was, said that the best time to make money is when blood is running down the street. Yeah. The best time to make money is when blood is running down the street. So basically, in a time of disaster, that's when the best and the most money is made, because the poor, impoverished, middle class people are focused on the poverty and the stuff, the propaganda and the conditioning, while the ones that know that this is all BS, they're snatching it up at extreme discounts. That's just what it is. And so right now, you just look at how many people are actually losing whatever they possess or that they considered and thought was theirs, but reality is smacking everybody in the mouth. You know, you don't own it. If you owned it, why? If it was yours, you wouldn't have to pay taxes. That's the purpose of registering. Registering, R-E-G-I-S, Regis, is the crown. So anytime you register something, you're signing it over to the authority of you. You may not call it the authority of you, but that's what registration is. Regis, R-E-G-I-S. Again, look at that, the root word, where all the words have power. You registered your car, you registered your kid for school. You register. R-E-G-I-S. Royalty, crown. You signing it over. So now you done signed it over to them. Now they're going to charge you for the use of their thing. You signed your house over, so yeah. Okay, we appreciate you signing this house over. So what we're going to do, we're going to let you go ahead and live in that house, but within you living in the house, you got to pay us for us allowing you to live in our house now, since you signed it over to us, unbeknownst to you. It's a wicked game. 6,680. You gotta take it in. 2,080. That's it. Then the rest is free time. So now just go with me for a little bit. Okay, regular 9-to-5 employee mindset. Now imagine once you start looking at things like that, 8,760. There's no way that you can look at that and still, for a prolonged period of time. Again, once you begin your processes, however, or whatever, but it won't be too long after you start looking at this 8,760 that this 9-to-5 ain't crap. It's not crap. And it's just, actually, excuse me, it is crap. Big two handfuls of it. And until you change your mindset or you build yourself up, this right here just seemed like some outrageous stuff. Again, there's people out there right now paying $10,000 to $15,000 per night for a hotel room. Per night. Some people make 3/4 of that in a year. You know what I'm saying? upwards to whatever percentage. But again, $10,000 to $15,000, even 20, it's endless per night for a hotel or loft or whatever they want to call it, but a hotel room. So there's no scarcity. It's just you have a scarcity mindset. You're conditioned to believe in scarcity. So everything you think, you're thinking of survival. You got to hold on to it. I can't let it go. You know what I'm saying? So I remember this was presented to me. I got change in my pocket, but if you hold on to something so tight, how are you going to get something new in that hand? You know what I'm saying? You holding on to that little bit of money you got. So how are you going to get more money in that hand? You have to open it. You have to let it go. Again, that's energy. When energy is held still, it's dead, it's dying. And again, words. When it comes to currency and money, when you go to the store and you go to purchase something, you say you spent it. I'm going to spend, I'm spending this, I'm doing that. So, okay, cool. That's the way everybody grew up, the terminology. But again, delving into and comprehending, have an understanding of words and the power of words. So when you spend, that means that's it. You know what I'm saying? The energy spent, the money spent, that means it's gone, it's never coming back. So what I've been doing, and again, I'm not claiming perfection, but again, I find words that generate power, and you have to speak with power in order for the universe to bestow power upon you. And in order for you to do things within the universe, when you use the universe, that becomes your power. Again, representation, a poor representation is these silly shows. The witches and warlocks, what did they use? They used the wind, they used the water, they used the land, and they use heat, they use fire. That's truly how we manifest what we desire, but we're not taught that. It sounds spooky, and you look at me like I'm whatever. I truly don't give a damn, because I put in the work to find this out and to discover this and been practicing this. So again, from where I came from, mentally and spiritually, and even physically, to where I am now, it's not because of Jesus Christ. It's not because of anything that was given to me before at any other point in my life. It was because I believed in me. I realized my self-worth. I realized my self-value, and I increased my self-love. That's what I chose to do. I didn't sit on my knees and wait for somebody to don me with some title or some belief that they did something for me. No, it's a decision that I made. I chose to do it. So this is, again, everything that I speak about, it goes back to you, your power. So again, 6,680. Stop calling it free time. Call it investment time. Honestly, that's the way I will call it. So 6,680 investment time. So again, with the words spent, you spent. So when it came to my attention, it was interesting. Like, damn, that is true. So again, energy that stagnated, like I said, energy don't die, it transfers. But if you holding on to energy, that means you just, that energy can't fulfill the potential of grabbing more energy or increasing this energy. You got this energy locked in this position right here because you want to hold on to it. You don't know where it's going to go, as if it's going to come back. So that's a scarcity mindset. You're afraid to let it go because you don't know if it's going to come back. And that's a scarcity mindset, a survival mindset. But when you live, breathe, and think and talk abundance, that's how you live your life. You don't worry about it. The universe provides it for you, but you have to know that the universe is going to do so. Again, you either in boiling water or you in ice water. You're either or, they both can exist together. So when you speak on currency, you're going to purchase something. What I'm practicing, and those around me, I'm promoting that we use circulate rather than spend. I'm going to circulate this at the store. I circulated $80 at the store. Because what that means is that's giving that energy and you're telling that money what it's going to do. I'm telling this currency that is circulating. So once I release it here, it's going to come back to me somewhere else. But as I always joke with my people is that I tell it to bring more of his friends with it. Go recruit and grab more energy, currency, dollar bills, or whatever you want to call it. Bring more friends with it. So I'm going to circulate this. That means I'm expecting it to come back or return back to its rightful owner, which is myself. All right, so with again, 6,680. Put some of it back into yourself. All right, so then with the word itself, numbers, again, when what I'm saying, looking at etymology and the root of the words and where they come from and the purpose of it, so on and so forth. So when I hear words or language, I'm never claiming guru, but I'm tremendously further than where I was. So when it comes to numbers, I know when it comes to words, certain letters, a combination of letters are grouped. You can take words, groups of words or pieces of words you can take this out of this word and plug it into other words, and it's a pattern. You know what I'm saying? It's undeniable. It's deniable if you don't know, but when you know, and then even if you don't know, that allows you to explore and delve in beyond where you went before. So when I heard that, what I'm saying, the word number, num and numbers, the bigger the number you get. The bigger the number you get. So something about that. It truly is. The bigger the number you get. Remember, people that come here that don't speak English as their first language. I truly comprehend why English is difficult. The bigger the number you get. So it's something about that. When you right now in the current state of where everybody's at, everybody's stuck in front of that damn TV, and all that they're spitting to you are numbers in mass amounts, big numbers, constant influx of numbers. So the number that they may be speaking at the time may not be a big number, but collectively in your mind, subconsciously, and then your conscious mind cannot fathom all of those numbers and what they truly mean. So 20 people did this, and then over here 40 people did this, and then now we're at 1 million this, and then 2 billion this, and all these numbers from different directions that you have no idea where they came from, why they're given to you like that, and even if they're valid. So the title of the show is Numbos for Dumbos, because that's how they view you, because they know you're not going to investigate. You're not going to do your due diligence. You're going to sit your ass right there in front of that TV. You're going to absorb them numbers. Then you're going to get on the phone or type text message or get to work the next day or wherever you congregate with your people. And you're going to speak using what they gave you, which are those numbers. So now, not only did you hear that from the TV, now you're hearing it from your homeboy or your homegirl or your friend or your buddy. You know what I'm saying? So now you're fighting over numbers, and they're still big as hell, but they're who verified them. They know the bigger the number you get. So we're preparing today, probably within, honestly, about upwards to 30 to 40 minutes before, getting ready to get live. Again, my brain delved into it and received a download. And so, again, taking a group of letters within words, realize a pattern. All right, so you got num. All right, so you put number. All right, so we're saying, number and number you get. I began to think like, okay, there's something with that. So what ended up being is that I realized that there's something with the UMB. I mean, this first that I thought of it, you know what I'm saying, it's something, it just stuck with me. And boom, I was able to crack something. So, number. All right, so UMB. So you got slumber. You got lumber. Then you got succumb. So when you look at these words, you got number, slumber, lumber, and succumb. Then you got dumb. So again, going forward, leading into this, the numbers were, the words were in my head, and you know what I'm saying? Anyway, UMB. To me, what I cracked is that UMB means that you're still. There's no progress. So when you got numb, what is numb? Is you're numb, you don't feel, you know what I'm saying? You no longer feel anymore. You're somewhat muted. I don't want to use words, but you get what I'm saying. When you're numb, it's not generating energy. That's basically what it means. Now, slumber, you're asleep. You know what I'm saying? You're lackadaisical or whatever, but when you was in a deep slumber. So you were not moving, you were not generating energy. Lumber, wood, you know what I'm saying? When wood is, a tree is a tree until it becomes lumber. And so what it's saying is that while the tree is alive and in the ground, it's a tree because it's giving out oxygen and it's taking in carbon dioxide. So it's part of our makeup. It's breathing and it's absorbing water and growing or producing fruit or whatever, whatever, depending on the type of tree it is. So they don't call that lumber. It doesn't become lumber until it's cut and it's piled and it's stacked and situated in the range. It's not moving anymore. It's not breathing. Succumb. You bow down, you give up, you basically lay down. You know what I'm saying? You lay down, so you succumb to whatever. You give up, you succumb to the pressure or you whatever. So I'm sure you feeling me. And then dumb. Self-explanatory. There's no growth. You're unable to learn or you don't learn or whatever. But again, some nice stuff right here. Number, slumber, lumber, succumb, dumb. UMB. So I may have forgotten words. So if there are some words that you may come up with UMB, please provide them. But again, this is some major information. Number, slumber, lumber, succumb, dumb. UMB. So again, the English language or any language, especially I'm speaking on this English language, you have to be able to comprehend what's being put before you. Again, these words are given to you not for your pleasure, not for your purpose, not for your benefit. They're actually benefiting the ones running the system because they're the ones that gave you the words, and they know that the words that you're speaking are not for your benefit, they're more for your detriment. That's it, because when you speak, you generate the energy, you call it out. You put it out into the universe and you use it on yourself, you use it on others. So again, with the special forces tactics, as far as us being, or not myself, but for others that are efficient killers, yeah, they're going to equip you with the most efficient words that you can use to destroy somebody's dream, somebody's energy. I mean, look, again, UMB. If you can dispute that, hey, I'll share. Please do. But I know for a fact that this is the first time I've ever really even heard this. And again, within this past half hour to hour, it's longer than that now, I've been on the air, but leading into this, it hit me and I unlocked it. And again, this is anybody can do it if you put your mind to it, if you invest into yourself, and again, allow yourself to go beyond where you currently are. There's no way that I would even connected any of this playing video games, partying, kicking it, doing anything that's not investing into myself. And if I wasn't interested in the English language and the power and casting spells and repelling spells and anything dealing with energy, that's all a spell is. That's all witchcraft is producing your true intent using nature. That's it. Producing your true intent using the power of nature. That's all it is. And everybody's spooked out because the people that are running the show, this is what they're doing to you. Every time they get before you in front of that TV, when they present, they're using witchcraft. They're using words. They're speaking in incantated words. They're speaking rhythmic patterns, using specific words in specific places to generate certain energies, emotions, or effect. Whatever they want. You really help them out by the social media. When you get on social media and complain, again, they know the combination. They want to get you to act a fool. Doop, 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 and here go. Oh, that one didn't work. Doop, doop, doop. Okay, now we got it. So until you love yourself enough to not want to be manipulated by something outside of you, truly do not wish to be manipulated by things outside of you, you have to learn to go inside. Once you go inside and build that up inside again, reverse engineer your destiny. Go inside yourself, retrace your steps. Go to whatever point in your life and find out. If it hurts, hey, you've been hurting for this long, so why not go repair it? And what I mean by repair it, I mean truly repair it. Again, don't hold on to it because, again, you're holding on to that. You don't want to let go of that trauma and drama. So if you holding on to that trauma and drama, how can you replace that if you don't let it go? How can you replace it with something beneficial, something healthier for yourself, something that you truly desire? You got to be able to let that go. And again, you can't walk around being numb. They're going to throw numbers at you all day, every day. And it has no effect on me because I know it's all bullshit. And again, I'm not saying that there's not danger. There's a difference between fear and danger. I understand caution. I need, whatever cautious, but I know as far as myself, I have an immune system, antibodies, enzymes, and oxygen purifies my lungs and my blood. There's nothing that carbon dioxide can do re-entering my body repeatedly. Again, you guys have to be able to acknowledge this. How beneficial, what's more dangerous, this thing that they say that is contagious, or you recycling your carbon dioxide in your body as though it's oxygen? So you're slowly killing yourself. So when you finally, if you do get that, whatever they call that thing, your body is broke down because just think of all the mucus and stuff that accumulated in your lungs because you haven't put oxygen in. That's why people are suffocating because of a lack of oxygen. It's not this BS. That stuff is whatever it is. But if you put yourself and provide yourself with a healthier mindset, diet, water, go get fresh air, breathe, exercise, let your lungs flex, that's how you beat it. Your body's going to take care of itself, but your body can't take care of itself if you don't take care of your body. If you allow your body to be broken down, again, anybody, I don't give a damn who you work for. I don't, what degrees you got in the medical field. You tell me how carbon dioxide is more beneficial than oxygen. You can't dispute that. That is natural for a natural being, a product of nature. Oxygen, water is free for now. But yeah, people, again, numbers make you numb. Bigger the numbers make you numb. And again, you're gonna be scared. Oh, these many people got affected and so on and so forth. Okay, that's understandable. But again, the numbers. And speaking on the numbers, before this silliness happened last year, I know that there were at least 5 more different ways that people died. Minimum. A heart attack, either a stroke, aneurysm, hit by a car, or, fill in whatever one you want. But since this silliness happened, nobody is dying of anything else. Again, since this silliness happened, everything is accounted, giving credit to this thing that's going on. But again, you have to get yourself from in front of the TV and seek better information, cleaner information, healthier information, because you can't make a wholehearted, beneficial decision for yourself or your loved ones unless you improve or increase the quality of the information that you're taking in. If you're making decisions based off of everything that's provided in front of you and that's from that TV, again, your destiny's already written, because everything on that TV is a script, and the script is given to the actors, and the actors are going to read that script and then the fans of the actor are going to follow what that actor said. And again, if you don't seek information or better information, there's no way that you can do anything different, because everybody that's in front of that TV absorbing that information and taking it in, and that's leading the cause for them, that's where they're going. And while they're following the crowd, those of us that are on this side going another direction, that have faith in us and ourselves, knowing that we are gods, that we are here on this earth. And if you consider yourself a god, then why do you need poison squeezed in you? Again, metals. Why? Again, I understand. I mean, and man can do things to help, but this right here makes no sense when this is truly not anything death-threatening. It's only death-threatening to those who have weak bodies, weak immune systems, and you're breaking down your immune system by not getting fresh oxygen. Just think about it. They want to break you down. Like I said, the middle class is under attack, and the middle class right now is so in such a slumber that they're about to succumb to these numbers. And these numbers, you keep watching, they'll make you dumber. And by you being numb and dumb from the numbers, you're just gonna be sitting on your damn couch watching TV like a piece of lumber. That was smooth. But for real though, I mean, you have to do something different if you choose to. But those that, I mean, you have to start within. You have to go inside. I mean, you have to truly feel and comprehend and be into it 1,000% to know why you're doing what you're doing and why you're not going to do it, why you're choosing not to do it. Again, increase the quality of your information. You have to. Again, get your ass from in front of the TV. This is the information age, the age of information. So much information out there, it's hard to believe, and it's truly not for me anymore, that more people are not aware because they don't choose to be aware. So the more information out there, like I said, just look at them. They counteract everything. So to keep you from desiring, they're going to put your ass in the house. So before all this happened, what do? They give you big 900-inch screen TVs for $20. So now you got a big 90-inch screen TV in every room in your house. So what you gonna do? You're going to sit your ass right there and watch it, and they know you're gonna do that. So while you're sitting there watching that TV, they're outside getting it in. You know what I'm saying? They're breaking down people businesses, and they're offering land, and they're offering property. They're offering even your labor, highly discounted. Pay attention. It's coming. Pretty soon, you're not going to be able to go into your workplace or the plantation without getting squeezed with that poison. And then when you get squeezed with that poison, you're going to have to keep that face covered. Then where are you going to be at now? You're conflicted. So you say, okay. And the thing is, they got everybody wishing that the world will open up. And I share with people, stop wishing that the world will open up. Wish that your mind would open. Open your mind, because the experiences that you have in the world are solely based on your mind. So rather than beg for the world to be open your mind. Once you open your mind, you realize that the world is open. But if you never open your mind, the world is closed off because you're in front of that TV. There are people out living. There are people out thriving. Everybody isn't running around scared because they have better information. They know themselves. They have love for themselves. They know their worth, and they know and recognize bullshit when they hear it and see it and smell it and choose not to partake in it. But for those that are not aware that that's BS, they're rolling around in it and wearing it around like it's cologne. So, people, stop being made number by this big ass number. In order for me to buy into that, I need to see somebody's name attached to it. And this is the other thing, while I mentioned name. How many of you have researched anybody that's been in that front of that TV, that's been the professional or the official spokesperson or leading expert or whatever? How many of you have took that time to see the validity of them and then trace where they came from? Who are they? Who are they affiliated with? Again, the Fauci. Fauci was the man from the 80s talking about the AIDS. And again, when I was younger, AIDS was, we just thought everybody, oh man, shit, you can't drink after me, or you got AIDS, or he might have the AIDS, or, that was just, it became the thing just to bestow upon somebody. Oh man, I ain't messing with her. Again, we're in middle school, so you label somebody that have AIDS, that's your way of insulting them. So again, this is back from my childhood. I didn't know who Fauci was back then. Again, that's, it was given to us that AIDS was running rampant. But as I, through my process, and I truly found out that AIDS is a man-made disease. It's man-made. There's a patent on it. It's patented. Same thing with this stuff right now. It has a patent. So that means that somebody is using that to make money. You don't get a patent on something just to have it sitting. No, you want exclusive rights to this or to that. That's the purpose of the patent. You want to be, so if anybody or anything's going to be generated as far as financial gain, you got to come to me first. So you want to do some experimenting with AIDS? Okay, we'll allow you to use a little, we'll give you a sample, okay, but it has to be in this controlled environment with these rules, and you pay for this amount. And if you do find something that comes from our patent, you're going to sign the paperwork to say, we want in on that. So what's going on now, I didn't expect to get on this topic, but people, wake the fuck up. These people are getting patents on your genes without even knowing fully what they do. They just have an idea of what the specific marker in your DNA does, and they're getting patents on it. So if there's going to be something done with cancer, once they find that gene that cancer affects, can't nobody do anything toward a cure or research or anything with that particular strand or that marker or that code in that gene without paying this company. Nobody knows that because your ass is in front of the TV listening to these big ass numbers, not even realizing that these people are patenting your genes. So anything that's going to be beneficial to you, you got to pay the piper first. These people are going to hold your life in their hands. So now think about that. They're holding, so that means that if they're allowed to own patents on particular parts of your genes, that means they own inside of you. Let that sink in. If they're able to patent your genes, that means they own part of you, a piece of you, then a piece of your child, a piece of your children's children, on down the line, because they have a patent. Is that natural? Is that natural? Is that the way that we were put here to do? To put patents on genes? So that means there's something way more sinister going on again. The only sin is when you go against nature. That's the way I look at it. I don't give a damn what your book says. You can give me some writing, you know what I'm saying? Natural laws. Is we're put here as gods, and the lower energy, again, it's only one energy, but the lower version of the highest energy is the total opposite, which is the law of polarity. And you're allowing yourself to be inverted. And that is your fault. And you know what I'm saying? Hey, you got to take accountability. Right now, however many years you were doing whatever you're doing, but this is the age of information. And with all the information that you're being bombarded with, for you to close off and not even allow some other information to enter you, to where it, even if it is conflicting, at least look at it, give it a shot. Disprove it yourself. Yeah, crack open a book again, pull up a web page and disprove it yourself. Look at it and with what you believe, and then weigh it out to what you're reading. If it benefits, and allow yourself to replace error with a higher truth. Stop staying stuck in the same damn place. There's always higher information, or they refer to as right knowledge. Stop being stuck in, again, anything that you learned in the 20th century, anything you learned in the 20th century, you got to forget that. We're in a different era, and you got to forget that. The way that things were are not how they're going to be. We're in the era of, you're getting just a synopsis, a little snippet of where things are going. Yeah, that face covering stuff is not going to stop because you haven't fully submitted yet. Like I said, their aim is to get capitulation. They want you to surrender. They want you to succumb. That's it. They want you to succumb. So that face covering, so they're telling you to get back to normal and all this other shit. It's all propaganda. Again, how many times or how many movies do you have to see where they show the corruption from way back? And again, the information that I get hit with is the reason why everything is what do they call it? Not top secret, but basically after I believe it's 30 or 40 year period, they unlock it. The term skipped my mind right now, but it'll return. The reason why it's locked away for 30 to 40 years, so that gives the people that were around at the time that happened, a lot of them are going to die off. And then the people that were involved, a lot of them are going to die off. So once they classify it, that's it. So once they declassify it and make it public information, by the time it's presented, the generation that's currently the generation that's in power or control, or that's really doing everything at that period of time, that's like a piece of history. So they don't really fully comprehend, but the parents or the uncles or aunts or the ones that actually were living when that was going on, a lot of them, it doesn't affect them anymore. So that's the reason why. So how many movies do you have to see about the deception before you realize that it never stopped? It never will stop until you stop buying it. You had to stop buying into the stuff. You know, again, they present it as a movie and they put the flash and flare in it, and you just watch it as a movie rather than, no, this really jacked up people's families, jacked up lives, their health, countries. It obliterated people's self-love and everything because of them having their agenda, what they want to do. But they understand and they know that fear sells and you're going to buy it. you're going to buy it without a doubt. If you don't buy the fear, you're going to lease it. So, again, numbers make you numb. And what that means, it makes you sit your ass right there and not move. You feel it's lost. It's a lost cause. It's not. Again, if these numbers don't have anybody's name attached to it, who's the credible source of these numbers and information, it's BS. To me, it is. And you could buy it all, take it all. They can spit numbers in me all day, but if there's nobody name attached, and if I verify and I do my research and I trust my intuition and my ability to discern, I'm not buying it. I'm truly not. Again, since this illness happens, no heart attacks, no strokes, and just look at, I mean, for those that sit in front of the news, they give you a little piece of truth, but then they bombard you with the rest of the BS. So they'll let you know that, yeah, it was only a few people that they cooked the books. And what I mean by cook the books, they want the numbers to go up to make your numbers. So people died of other reasons. You know what I'm saying? You go in, you have you had a stroke, and you had a blood clot in your leg and something else. But while you're in that facility, you happen to catch this thing that they say, and so you pass away because of the one of those other pre-existing conditions. They're going to write up there, I'm going to call it crown, because that's really what it means in Spanish. So they're going to call it crown. And there's been family members that's like, no, man, he got hit by a car. That's why he died. And while he was inside, that's when he attracted it or would have contracted it. Like, good gosh. And then, speaking on the numbers, the reason why the numbers are increasing because y'all taking your asses down there to get tested. Who's to say that them tests don't already like have traces of that stuff, and they're just random? That's a legitimate question. You put all your faith in front of people because they got initials, and again, they're reading a script. If I was to take this camera and pan around this area, you'll see different things. So just again, they're at a podium with a camera in front of them, reading, and who said those questions aren't pre-scripted? Again, the same people running everything control Hollywood. Everything that they're doing right now, they're doing Hollywood. Again, they have to tell you what they're doing so they don't suffer a karmic debt. They can say to the universe, and the universe already sees that, hey, they told you, but there's no law to say how they tell you. All they have to do is reveal to you. And if you don't catch it, that's on you. And you don't catch it because you haven't changed the way that you think and look at things. So stop being a Dumbo. Stop being a Dumbo. Stop being a Dumbo. Improve your damn discernment and intuition and the faith in yourself to where you don't have to have a leader. You can't lead yourself. Is that impossible? Is that something that's like out of the question? That you're going to fight and argue with somebody else about who the hell you're going to have rule over you? Look at that. Just allow that to sink in. You're going to argue and fight over somebody about who you want to enslave you over the other person, who you want to crack the whip on you. I don't want Johnny, I want Michael. Now we're going to argue. Stop being a Dumbo. Stop paying attention to the numbers unless you go verify them yourself. Every piece of information from now on that they present to you, verify for yourself. And if you say you can't do it, it's because you don't want to do it. I guarantee you, if they said if you crack this code, you could get whatever, hamburgers, pizza, or whatever, it's going to be some damn cold crackers going on. But it's all in what you desire. Stop being a Dumbo. I am Keystone. I'm a synthesizer of energy, frequencies, and information that generates increases of consciousness, self-awareness, and self-love for those who do not know who they are or the power they possess. This is Code R.E.D. Have a good evening.